Daddy's on television right now. I'll talk to you later. And here we are. Hello. Welcome to In Between the Pages with James Lott Jr. I'm James Lott Jr. And I'm here on my network, JLJ
Daddy's
Media.
on television.
That's me right there. On JLJ Media. And I want to tell you, we have all sorts of great programming on here. We're 35 different shows, from Star Wars, being left-handed, to grandparenthood and soaps. Everything on here. So just, check us out at JLJ Media on YouTube and all audio streaming platforms. I'm talking about all of them. So I love bringing you guys guests who are doing interesting things, and you may know who this person is from seeing her on shows of, especially This Is Us, of course. But I want to talk about this. We're going to talk about that too, but I really want to talk to you about this Pool Boy. It's a unique theater experience that's not in a theater. It's near a pool. LA is known for stuff like this pre-pandemic, so I'm very curious about how this all came about. But she co-stars in this. That's happening now, weekends through August. We'll talk about that. But she also plays Milo Ventimiglia's mother on This Is Us. She's also in Those Who Wish Us Dead, Angelina Jolie. Help me welcome my guest, Laura Niemi. Hello, Laura.
Hello. Thanks for having me.
It's my pleasure. I love your whole book, built-in bookshelf thingy back there. I do. I have one in my walkway. I don't have one in my room. I love it.
Yeah, it's nice. Right now it's a little messy because we're in the middle of this play. So,
So I want to start with that because LA, so years ago, I went to a theater experience. It was all in limos.
Oh, how fun.
So each act was in a limo. And so there's like 6 or 7 of us at a time, and we drove to a location, and they performed for us in the limo. And then the next act we went to another limo, and the audience rotated. Yeah, it was the most fun experience. Like everything. So LA is known for stuff like that, but this is pre-pandemic. So I'm sure now. How did Pool Boy come about?
Well, first of all, that's South Coast rep, right? Don't they do the taxi?
Yes.
The taxi? Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yes.
It's so much fun.
Yeah.
So how it came about was, a friend of mine had given me the play and had told the playwright that, I might be interested in this. And I read it. And it was the first thing coming out of this pandemic that it just spoke to me in such a profound way. It was funny and quirky and delightful and so well written. And these 2 characters, I could relate to both of them. And so I was just like, I have to do this. I have to do this play. And so I met the playwright, who is just fantastic, Wendy Hopkins, a very talented writer. I have a theater company, Lost Angels Theater Company, and we haven't produced in a bit. It's been a minute, and mostly because the material wasn't there. I just couldn't find the right play that really, really, spoke to me, and this was it. And it kind of checked all the boxes for me in that, obviously, that it was outdoors, COVID friendly, right? Because even though we were coming out of this pandemic, it's still, right now, I don't know about you, but I'm still a little apprehensive.
I am.
Get spaces. Now, of course, we have this new Delta variant that has, come about. So we're kind of back a little bit. We've taken some steps backwards, but, theater prevails, we continue on. And I decided to do this. It was written pretty much site specific. That's how the play was wrote.
Okay.
Yeah, so she wrote it so that it was poolside, And I wanted to take it to a bigger level. So I found this location up on Mulholland Drive, this beautiful home.
Oh my goodness.
That overlooks the city.
Yeah.
And which, when you see the play, you'll understand how incredibly poignant that is. And it's just a perfect location. And, it fits 100 people. We are only doing 50 people max, because we want to make sure that everybody feels really comfortable, that everybody's not smushed in there outdoors, but that, they can sit with people they've been potting with, you know what I mean? Or sitting with people that they feel like, okay, well, they've been vaccinated and I know them and we've been together, you know what I mean? Whatever it is. And so it's just, it's an hour-long play. It's a comedy. It's so funny. It's so weird and quirky and it's just full tail boogie from start to finish. It's 1 hour. There's a cocktail party beforehand that just sets the tone. You know, Pool Boy Wines has graciously, you know, donated their beverages to this production, which is, you know, everybody's just kind of come together in the name of theater and supporting the arts. We have this wonderful company called Social Bands that has partnered with us. So when you walk into the theater, so to speak, you can decide if you want a red, a yellow, or a green wristband. And what that means is red means I'm not really ready. Let's keep social distance. The yellow means, okay, let's elbow. That's about as close as I want to get. And the green means let's hug it out. So it's, you know, it's just like a fun, creative way to take that guessing anxiety out. I don't know about you, but I'm like, you know, as we're slowly getting out of the house and doing stuff, it's, you know, when I see people, I'm like, okay, should we hug? Should we hug?
Right. Yes, I know.
Okay Are you okay with that? So now just being able to have that. So it's really just this beautiful event. And it's kind of my love letter to LA. I'm a third generation Angelino. I love this city so much. You know, this city always gets kind of a funky rap when it comes to theater. And I have seen the most extraordinary theater in this town in a 40-seat venue, you know. You know, with amazing actors. Because if you think about it, where are all the actors that are just at the top of their game? I'm not saying that there aren't, you know, in New York and Chicago and elsewhere. There's a lot of actors that are in between series, that are in between, that are just fantastic, phenomenal talent.
Yes.
And designers as well. So
I'm glad you mentioned that, because in LA I have a lot of friends who own theaters, 39-seat, 49-seat, 59-seat theaters, Greenway Arts, Odyssey Theatre. I mean, it's a bunch of them. They're I love them. I love seeing their work. I love going Sacred Fools Theater. I mean, there's a bunch of them that just are wonderful, putting on very interesting productions, first of all. Absolutely. Very diverse stories, in very unique, interesting, creative ways.
Exactly. I feel that they've, you know, this town has always been doing that. Always, you know. So and I'm glad you mentioned the Odyssey Theatre, because that's where it started for me. You know, all the beautiful things that have happened in my life have come from that wonderful theater. You know, when I first started, I got a part-time job there doing telemarketing for subscriptions, and which I was pretty good at, by the way. Well, because I was talking about things that I love, which is theater.
Right, exactly. Right.
It's easy stuff for me. And then I joined a theater company there. I learned so much about so many different experimental playwrights and just wonderful theater. And my husband was the technical director. He wasn't my husband at the time, but and we were friends, and we got together there. And I was in a theater company with my in-laws, so it was like a family affair. And it was just, they brought so many gifts to me. I just love that theater.
Yeah, Odyssey is great. My best friend, Mark J. Freeman, was a box office ticket manager for years there. He's still doing some stuff with them there. I used to hold classes in one of their rooms. They rented out for me, and I used to hold classes there. No, I love them. I've seen many productions there.
They have so many artists coming in there to teach and to educate. It's wonderful.
Yeah, so that's great. That's so great. There is a question for you, and that is, because you've done a lot of television.
I have,
And one of the fans wanted me to ask you a question about Rizzoli and Isles.
Oh my God.
That experience.
Okay, I do have a story about Rizzoli and Isles.
Oh, good, please. So tell it, girl, tell it.
Okay, so there's a scene where I play, and this is so funny that this is happening right now, because if you see the play, you'll laugh when you.
Oh, okay. I want to come see the play.
It's a little nod to this play, this story. Okay. So I'm playing a dead corpse.
Okay.
In one of the scenes, right? You know, I'm the beginning intro, and you know, I'm the person who gets killed. Yeah. So I hope it. Spoiler alert. Anyway,
yes.
So I'm on this. So what they do when you're playing a corpse, they make it really, really comfortable for you, in that it's, you know, you have a warm blanket underneath, and then your neck is kind of just perfectly as such so that it feels really comfortable. And so they told me ahead of time that a lot of actors sometimes fall asleep and then in the middle of the scene they start snoring. So so
Oh,
I was so paranoid
oh
that I
God.
was gonna fall asleep that I was like, I mean, the adrenaline rush. I mean, I'm like, wait, you're playing a dead body. You're playing a dead corpse. You're playing a dead corpse. And then you could probably see in the wide that my chest was like, you know, like crazy. It's like, yeah, she's not really good at playing this dead corpse. I probably did a quick cutaway, but I was like, I was so freaked out because, you know, that's in your head, you know,
Yes,
it's like
yes.
the whole thing of don't blink. And then of course, what do? You
Right, you blink. Of course, you
right?
blink. I'll blink.
So,
Yeah.
oh my God.
That is, I'm dying over here. I'm
So
laughing.
I was so freaked out. I was so freaked out. So all you actors who are listening, heads up, heads up.
Yes, that is the funniest. I'm literally crying. That's the funniest story. So I mean, so you didn't fall asleep then. The whole you were wide awake.
No, I was just the worst dead corpse ever. I was just like, you know, like I'd run a marathon.
That is hilarious.
Ridiculous.
Oh my God.
But those two ladies are fierce. I love them. I think they're wonderful actors, wonderful human beings, and
yeah. Oh my goodness. Hey, actually, ask you a question. So, what was it like working on a show where there were two female leads? Was there any difference? No difference?
you know, I just guest starred there, and the thing about guest starring is like, you know, it's like you're invited to the dinner party, you know, so you're kind of an outsider coming into the situation, and
did you notice anything? I just always
yeah, I mean, they had already clicked in. I mean, they were already, you know, so how was your weekend? What's going on with this? And you know, they were, you could tell that they had, you know, longevity in their relationship, and that they talk about, you know, they probably talk when they're on hiatus.
Yeah.
And they're both just two lovely women. So it was yeah, it's nice. You know, I'm looking forward to seeing more of that. That is really what's exciting right now.
Yeah.
You know, just more women that are at the helm, and this is a perfect example of one of them. This pool boy, a female playwright, female producer, female actor.
Oh wow.
And it's a female set designer.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, go girl.
Well, you know, girl, I want to come see it.
What two sisters are doing it for themselves. Hey. Yeah, we are, James.
I support it, Laura. I want to come. I just want to come see it. I want to come.
You know what? I think you really have a good time. I'm just gonna say
I'm with you right now, laughing.
But I think you're gonna have a good time.
Yeah, I feel like I'm going to. I like to laugh, so I can't wait to see it. And so it's going Saturdays and Sundays, 5:15 p.m. starting. It's already out now through August 22nd. So
here's the thing. Tickets are going. Because we're only doing this limited run because it's at somebody's house. I mean, you know, we have you know, he wants to get his house back.
Right.
And it's so I highly suggest people get their tickets now, because what I'm gonna hate to think is like that there's, you know, a lot of times people think in LA that there's an extension. There's not going to be an extension on this. This is it. It's limited seating and it's a limited run. So we only have 10 more performances and then we're done.
Cool.
And it's just such a cool experience. It's something that I would want to go see. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I gotta do that.
It's fun.
So you said you have your own theater company. So let's talk about that. How, I mean, the pandemic happened, shit happened, you know, things happen. So how are you guys surviving?
In what way?
I mean, just like this, so you're having to pivot and change, because you said you have your own theater company too, right?
Yeah. Well,
so how are you guys surviving during this kind of weird changing time? It's like, it's kind of.
Yeah, well, I hadn't produced a play in a long time. And so for me,
your cute little dogs just came
my God, aren't they so
They're
cute?
so cute.
That's Iggy and Django.
Oh.
Iggy is a Jack Russell terrorist. He's so insane. He's so insane. So I had produced in a minute.
I love it.
Oh, he's so ridiculous.
Yes, sorry.
So smart.
I love it. Sorry, go ahead.
So I hadn't produced in a long time, and part of that was because, you know, I'd been focusing on film and television, you know, and theater unfortunately does not pay as much.
No,
it doesn't. You can't really sustain in theater unless you're on Broadway, or even some of the big houses here in Los Angeles. There's just it's night and day between being able to support yourself as an actor and as an artist, in theater versus television and film.
Yeah.
So you make that transition, because I'm very mindful about what I sign my name to, and what I am able to, if I commit to something, it's got to be something I truly think is great, and 100% want to give myself to. So I made choices that I wasn't going to be able to use as much. So when the pandemic, I was like, okay, well, this is a perfect storm right now, because things are kind of dead with the film and TV industry. I want to get the arts back here. I believe in theater in LA, and then this play fell on my lap, and it was like, yes, this is it.
It was kismet. Yeah, it was. But okay, but now, so on the side note though, but you are associated with a hit show, a long-running hit show. I mean, like, as an actor, you hope you get a gig, you get a job, and you get it, and you go on to your next one. But here's one that's lasting. This is us. I'm talking about, folks, of course. I know what I'm talking about. A show makes us cry every week. But I mean, like, it's seriously more Emmy nominations recently. I mean, it's just like, and you play Homeboy's mom. How did that come about?
I had known the casting director for a long time.
Oh, okay.
And he invited me in to audition every once in a while. It's hundreds of actors out here. And so, but I think after years, the part was very small when I first auditioned, and so he brought me in, I read for it, and I got the role, which was fantastic. At that time, there was a little bit of buzz coming about with it, just because Dan Fogelman had gotten some serious street cred from, the feature, the other projects that he'd been on, Crazy Love, and just, he was kind of the it person, and, so I did a couple episodes, and then, my character, thank God, I'm so grateful to the writers, because I find it to be such an interesting storyline, looking back at lineage and legacy and parents, and how someone becomes who they are. I personally think that's interesting. And so they kind of fleshed out my character a little bit more, which was really exciting for me. And, there you go. It's been a wonderful ride. I love the people I get to work with. Peter Adarani, who plays, my husband, Michael Angarano, who plays my son, and of course me,
Milo.
Milo. So I feel very fortunate.
Anyway, it's just such a, you just said it. There's thousands of actors here, thousands. They come by the dozens to make their dreams come true. And people don't understand. I always say that, you are blessed because you got a project that's a hit, right? That doesn't happen for everybody. That's something that people go on shows and they hope to be hits, and they fizzle out or something happens. But you as an actor, you got to at least associate, because you're not on there full time, but at least you're associated, and they keep writing you back. That's amazing.
I think that speaks to the long game. I luckily, I grew up in the film industry. My mom was a producer. And so I kind of understood what I was signing up for, that this is a long game. It ebbs and flows, and you better love it, man. You better love it, because, there are some lean times, and you need to, keep that muscle alive, and you need to, stay on your game, and you need to keep inspired, which is really the thing, right? Just staying inspired. And so, I think that speaks to why I started a theater company. I needed to stay inspired. The theaters where most actors get to just, we get rehearsal time. We get to kind of get in there and just mull it about and just flail and make mistakes. And you can't do that in TV. You just can't. It's too much money on the line. So, it's just like you get to bathe in the pages, so it's quite wonderful. And I'm so grateful to it, because I probably would have quit a long time ago had I not drenched myself in theater.
So another fan, Candace Mack, want me to tell you she loves you as Marilyn on This Is Us, of course.
Thank you.
But also want to bring up, you have a daytime past. You were on GH and Y&R.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So what did you do on those? I'm just curious what your soap experience. What was that?
I think I've been on every soap. I think I've been on every soap. And let me just say, when you first started as an actor, like, I'm not going to do soaps. Soaps are, that's for actors that are, and it's like, oh my God, was I so wrong? It's like, if you can make it in soaps, you're good. You're good, because it's theater. It's theater. Right. You get literally one take, and that's it. That's it. You better, and you get 30 pages, 2 nights before, 3 nights before if you're lucky, and you get one take. So you better be on your game on that. So I'm so grateful for these daytime shows that I've worked on, because and I actually worked with Justin. Yeah.
Oh yeah, why not? Yes.
He remembers. It's so funny because I think I played a doctor.
Oh, that's so funny. I love it.
Yeah, I played a doctor. So I don't even know if he remembers, but yeah, and
that's hilarious.
It's fantastic. You definitely knew that he was.
Oh yeah, he has star power. He has star power. Maybe we do that.
He's just so talented.
Yeah, he is. No, it's so funny. Yeah, I know you did that. So yeah, I tried to, because I work in the soaps. I tell them all the time. I said no, it's 80, 90 pages a day. Sometimes they're filming multiple episodes a day, 8 episodes a week.
Oh, I
it's
know.
every day. It's like, yeah, you just literally do your blocking, and then it's like, okay, do it, you're done.
Right. It's crazy. It's crazy.
That's crazy. It's crazy.
You can make it in soaps. You can make it anywhere.
Yes. Now, also, you're blessed because you get to work in movies.
I do.
And you played Dr. Beth Green.
Dr. Beth Green, yes, that's right.
The fans know, they know stuff. They know Dr. Beth Green, I guess.
You guys, that's a deep cut.
That's a deep cut. It is a deep cut. I was like, okay,
I'm impressed. Yeah,
exactly. Okay, so you are also in with Angelina Jolie's movie, Those Who Wish Me Dead. So how did that come about?
I shot that in New Mexico, 2 years ago.
Oh wow.
Yeah, a long time ago. I'd been dying to work with Taylor Sheridan, so he was on my dream board, so to speak.
Good.
Because I just think he's cool. And Hell or High Water, I thought was just extraordinary. And so, and I have to say, it was obvious to me, because he was an actor for a very long time before he branched out into and a talented actor. And he also coached other actors. You know what I mean? He was like, so he is a real actor way, and he's just very sweet. He just kind of, look, he could tell, like, if somebody was not feeling that great about their performance or whatnot, he'd say, no, seriously, you did great. That was fantastic. He's very generous. He's very, very generous. So I really love working with him. I hope I get to work with him again. I really hope. I want to get on Yellowstone, because I just think.
Oh, Yellowstone. Yeah.
I just love him. And I think he's doing another show. So, yes, please, on that.
Yes, she's ready. Hire her. She's ready.
Love Taylor.
Also, Tracy Letts.
Yes.
Another great person. Talk about that. You guys had Killer Joe on your theater company years ago.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Talk about Tracy Letts a little bit.
I've done a few Tracy's plays, and I'm obviously a huge admirer of his work.
Yeah.
He allowed me the rights to he granted me the rights for Killer Joe, which was at the time something that wasn't on the table. And so
wow.
he stopped releasing the rights, so we were able to have a West Coast premiere, and that was a huge success for my theater company. It kind of swept the Ovation Awards, which interestingly enough are no longer happening as of this past year. LA Stage Alliance, which is sad because it's fun to celebrate. That's what these things are. That's what award shows really are, right? It's just a chance to celebrate, especially theater. I mean, film and television, they get paid more money, but for theater, it's like, everybody's doing it for a sandwich, and to have a night to celebrate works, even though it's so, it's an art form. So it's everybody has their own idea of what the best is, but it's always a good thing. But hopefully we'll get back to having something like that. And then I did Bug, and then I did Man from Nebraska, which is one of my favorite plays of Tracy's. It's not as popular, so to speak.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it's just such a beautiful play, and I did that at South Coast Rep with Kathy Baker and
Oh, okay.
Brian Kerwin, who were
Oh,
just
wow, two great actors. Oh
great
my
actors.
goodness. Oh
Great
my goodness.
actors.
Oh yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
And directed by William Friedkin.
Oh my good. Really? What?
Yeah, which was extraordinary. He's a wonderful theater director. Who would have thought?
Oh,
Yeah, and you know why? Because he had been directing opera for the past decade. So
okay.
he understands the palette of the stage, so he'd create these beautiful palettes that were extraordinary. So
I'm learning stuff today. I'm like, wow, I never knew that.
yeah,
That's so interesting.
yeah,
You say his name, you don't think theater. Or you say
yeah,
you hear his name, you don't think
yeah,
that. That's the first
yeah,
thing.
very talented.
I got a question for you that I've never asked anybody ever, and I've done 10,000 interviews.
Bring it.
You inspired it. You inspired it, Laura. Okay. You have television, movies, theater. What are they? Are they mother, father, son, bad boy, good boy? Like what are they? Like what? I mean, if you had to make analogies for them, like what? I mean, what kind of fun analogy could we? Are they top, bottom, middle? Are they? I'm like just like, are they left, right, center? I mean, I'm just trying to figure out what, because I've interviewed some people who've done all three, and I'm like, you're so good at this, guys. I'm just describing them. I'm just wondering what are they to you? Like, what do they stand for to you?
I don't know if I could put them in that kind of category. I'm still trying to think about that. I mean, I feel like, in terms of, you brought up the kind of the lineage, I would say that theater is the grandmother, so to speak.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
And, television would be the father, and, film would be the son. I don't know. I mean, I just feel like that, it's interesting that I just, without really thinking, that I made theater a matriarch.
You did.
That's interesting,
See?
right? I didn't even think about that. That's interesting that I just did that, because actually it's probably, it's such a male-dominated,
right.
It's
always
been male-dominated, but that's interesting that I did that. But
I know. So I like to see. I made you think for a second.
I learn about myself.
I like that.
I'm learning a lot of things about myself during this time. I don't know about you, James, but
I am.
I'm getting real. The reels are coming out. But they're all different. They're all, you know what they are? They're a different energy. They're a different energy.
Yes.
So look at me in my little hippie dress, and they're
I love it.
They are, you get to, television just moves so fast. It just does. So you just have to get in and, just get in. Just get in.
Get into your job.
And film gives you a little bit more breathing room. You could breathe a little bit more, and theater is just like, you get to, like I had mentioned, you could bathe in it. You can just, have the rehearsal time. I wish there was, God bless Mike Nichols, because Mike Nichols was, that rare breed who understood that rehearsals just make everything so, it has so much depth. It gives you that, and I wish more directors for film and television could do that, but of course it comes down to budget and whatnot. But I just think that we'd get more of those kind of performances, and that kind of feeling when you see, you had a feeling when you saw a Mike Nichols film. It was like a feeling that you could connect to because of that. A lot of the old school directors do that.
Yeah, I'm excited to see theater as it's coming back. Anything stage. My friends who are doing music, stand-up, theater, anything that has to do with stage, because I think people are craving it now. I think people didn't realize when it was taken away how much we needed it.
Yeah.
I think they're noticing it now. And so I think anything that goes on a stage or on a pool or wherever it is will be successful right now. I think everything, concerts, everything will be successful. It must be like, yes, I can see something live. But there's something about seeing something live. There is something about it that is so intrinsically different than watching it on a screen.
Yeah.
It's that basic.
And this is even more so because it's so intimate. We're
Yeah.
right there. We're right there with everyone.
Right.
So yet socially distanced. You know what I mean? Like it's
Right.
perfect. It's like the perfect way to see a play because you're really, at least for me, that's, you know, I just feel like it's, you know, coming out of this, you still get to connect, be a little voyeur, but connect. And the way Scott Cummins has directed this piece, you know, it's not just two people standing right at a pool. He uses the space. And so, you know, it's wonderful in terms of being able to kind of interact a little bit around the space. So
yeah. All right. Well, I guess you could do a pool tour and just put it. You go to pools across the country and perform this.
Right. I think it could be that. It could be that.
You know what I mean? Like stranger things have happened, right? I mean, like if you have something that's like this is so unique.
I love it.
People go, my pool's available. I got room for 50 people. Come on over. Do it for a couple weekends. I'll be like, oh, come on, Laura. I see a whole pool.
I agree. It's a really great piece to do that. So fun. So fun.
Oh my God, Laura, you're hilarious. First of all, you're great. So thanks for doing
so much
this.
fun talking to you. You're great. You're fantastic.
So where can they find Pool Boy get tickets? Where can they go to get tickets for that?
Well, you can go to Pool Boy on Mulholland.com.
Okay.
You can follow Lost Angels Theater on Instagram. Are you going to put all that stuff in the like?
Yes, I went to bio. Yeah.
And you can follow me on Instagram, Laura Niemi.
I just followed you today, so.
You did?
Yeah, I just did. Yeah.
Oh my God! Can I say I'm like a 13-year-old with Instagram. I love it.
And now I'm so glad I followed you. I'm totally following you. I'm trying to.
I love it because I love images. You know, I love you know people looking at images of people and things they're doing, and you know. And I love connecting. And so, you know, right now, even though it's not connecting, it is not connecting.
Right.
But it is in the way that, especially during this pandemic, how grateful that we had social media during this time.
Yes.
For all the single people out there.
Yes.
They can at least connect. You know what I mean? I'm potting with my husband, but there was a lot of people that were single, and you know, thank God for social media in that way. Saved a lot of people, you know?
Yes. I was single, so I know. It was my friends were checking in on me that last year, so I love that.
Right, exactly.
Yes. This technology saved my sanity.
Right.
So, yes, it did. Or it did. We used to have wine get-togethers and happy hour. So it did help save my sanity the last year.
Absolutely.
Completely. Well, everybody, thanks for watching the show. And anybody who's watching this future, thanks for watching. If you're listening to this, hello, podcast listeners. Thanks for listening. Go see Pool Boy. I mean, if you're in LA or near LA or could drive to LA, go see it. It's going to be a fun early evening for you.
Yeah.
Do something and have some fun. And I'll post everything inside the description. I'm James Lott Jr. You can follow me around. James Lott Jr. is sold at James Lott Jr. on all social media platforms. My new video is out tomorrow. My new song called Lost and Found.
Ooh.
I'm very excited. Yes, I sing in a key I've never sang it before, so I'm very excited for everybody to hear it. There's a preview on my Instagram.
I love that.
Yeah, so we're doing it. I'm doing it, Laura. I'm doing it.
Do it, guys. Do it now.
Yeah. Yes, do it now.
Everybody, get in there.